That feeling like a siren is blaring inside you and you just can't find the off switch, even when you look around and there's absolutely no danger in sight. Well, it turns out there's a very real biological reason for that feeling. And understanding it is the first step to getting a handle on it.
All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start with the brain's alarm system, why it's so faulty. Then we'll look at the engine that's powering the whole thing. After that, we dive into two massive points of failure, the brakes and the regulator. And finally, we'll see what happens when the whole system just crashes. Okay, so first things first. Before we can understand what's going wrong, we need to draw a really clear line between two things that feel super similar, but are actually worlds apart in the brain: fear and anxiety. This distinction is absolutely crucial. See, fear is useful. It's your brain seeing a very real, very present danger, like a car speeding right at you, and hitting the emergency button. It's a survival tool. Anxiety, though, that's your brain hitting the same button for a threat that might happen in the future or a threat that's completely in your head.
To make this even clearer, let's use a simple analogy. Think of your brain's threat detection system like a smoke detector in your house.
Now, when it's working right, that alarm only goes off when there's a real fire. It saves your life, it's doing its job. But with anxiety, that detector is broken. It's way too sensitive. It starts screaming its head off just because you're making toast. And sometimes it feels like it goes off when the oven isn't even on.
And that's the real problem, right? That alarm goes off and your whole body instantly kicks into gear. Your heart starts pounding. You get sweaty. Your body is preparing for a massive 5-alarm fire that just isn't there.
So if the alarm is faulty, where is it? Well, to find it, we've got to go deeper, right into the brain's emotional core. We're talking about the limbic system.
The best way to think about your limbic system, which has key parts like the amygdala and the hippocampus, is to picture it as the super high-performance engine of a sports car. It's built for power, speed, and generating intense emotional reactions to the world around you. But here's the thing. In an anxious brain, that engine is stuck. It's constantly redlining at 5,000 RPM, even when you're just sitting on the couch, parked in the garage. It's burning an incredible amount of fuel for absolutely no reason.
So that's the big question, isn't it? What's going on? I mean, a powerful engine isn't a bad thing. The problem starts when the systems that are supposed to control that engine start to fail.
And that brings us to the first huge system failure. Let's talk about the brain's primary braking system, and that system is run by a little neurotransmitter called GABA. GABA is, for all intents and purposes, your brain's brake pedal. Its whole job is to slow things down, to inhibit activity, to basically tell your neurons, hey, chill out. When GABA floods the system, it calms that powerful engine right down.
But here's the issue. In an anxious brain, the brake pads are completely worn out. There's either not enough GABA getting to where it needs to go, or the parts of the neuron that are supposed to receive it aren't working right. So you're stomping on the brake pedal, but nothing's happening. The engine just keeps on screaming.
Now, having worn-out brakes is bad enough, but unfortunately it's only half the story. There's another critical system that's also on the fritz, the regulator. Okay, so if GABA is the brake pedal you slam on for an emergency stop, think of serotonin as the cruise control. Its job isn't just to stop the engine, but to keep it running smoothly, steadily, and predictably. It's the stabilizer for the whole system.
So when your serotonin levels are low, that cruise control system is broken. The engine starts sputtering and lurching, the ride gets incredibly jerky and unpredictable. And that's where that feeling of being totally out of control, at the mercy of your own brain, really comes from.
So let's put this all together. What happens when you have a high-performance engine that's stuck in overdrive with failing brakes and a broken regulator? You get a total system crash. It's this catastrophic domino effect. With no brakes and no regulator, the engine in your limbic system just redlines. This sends a panic signal to the hypothalamus, which basically hits the big red button for your fight or flight response. And the result is that physical crash we all recognize: the racing heart, the sweating, the shaking. The car has officially veered off the road.
You know, there's another really interesting way to think about all this. Instead of a car, what if we thought about it like the financial markets? Some people have described this experience as a flash crash of the mind.
And when you look at it this way, the parallels are kind of perfect. The limbic engine is like a high-frequency trading algorithm that's gone rogue. GABA, the brakes, are the automatic stop-loss orders that are supposed to prevent a disaster, but they fail. Serotonin, the regulator, is like the central bank that's supposed to provide stability but has just walked off the job. And those physical symptoms? Well, that's your body getting a terrifying margin call.
And this all leads to the most important point of all. This isn't a character flaw. This isn't a weakness. This is a mechanical problem. It is a machine that is malfunctioning. And so the goal can't just be to survive the crash every time it happens. The real goal has to be to get under the hood and actually fix the machinery.
And that leaves us with this final, crucial question. If the whole problem is a biological machine with worn-out brakes and a faulty cruise control system, what does that tell us about how we can start to repair it? Because understanding why the machine is failing, that is the most powerful tool you have to start putting it back together again.